Welcome to Lost Girl Therapy. Today we are talking about the healing journey of the soul. So in previous videos, you guys have heard me talk about the 8 parts of the healing stages, and that's really like the therapeutic perspective. There's 8 stages of healing, and you kind of just go through them, and you eventually get to your truest self. But a different perspective of kind of approaching this is the visualization of a hot air balloon. And this visualization really is like straight shot to the soul. And I want you to visualize the hot air balloon in 3 parts. So there's the balloon, there are the strings, and then the strings attached to the basket. So the balloon is kind of like all of the, not necessarily superficial, but more of your like day-to-day stuff, like the conflicts, the relationships, how you just kind of like get through your day. And it's all of the things that you accumulate from an emotional perspective throughout the day. So over time, that balloon gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then that balloon is attached to your soul, which is the basket, through strings or ropes. These ropes are really significant. And my understanding of a hot air balloon is there's probably like 4 or more ropes holding this basket tied to the balloon. And that's a really good representation of how many healing attachments we need to do in order to get to our soul. So if you think about a hot air balloon, here's the basket, and there's a bunch of strings that are attached. Each one of these strings is representative of a unhealed part of your journey. And I like to think of these strings as kind of like the patterns or the habits that we continue even after we have cleared out the kind of like lighter stuff on a healing journey. So if you've been somebody who's been on this healing journey and you've gotten into this space of like having a really good day to day and life's like kind of just gotten boring, like you healed a lot of relationships, you know how to manage your emotions, you're pretty regulated, and you're in this space of like, wonder what's next. You might be in the space where you have the time, the energy, and the awareness to heal those deep attachments and those deep patterns that we kind of perpetuate through our lives. And the reason that healing these is such an amazing thing is because these are the last things that are attached to the soul. In the hot air balloon example, basically what happens is when you have cleared out everything that's at the top, you then have to go and detach your soul from the strings. And that is by deliberately breaking the habits and changing the behaviors and noticing where you keep kind of doing the same things. And these are going to be like the broad stroke patterns. And when it comes to healing these, a lot of the times we just don't, because we've already done the big work. We have literally already cleared out our day-to-day. But if we don't detach our soul from the habits, from the things, the patterns that just don't serve us, we might end up back in the space of repeating history. So if you are somebody who's in a space where you're feeling kind of bored and you've kind of cleared out all of that day-to-day emotional stuff, ask yourself what patterns you carry. Ask yourself how you navigate life and look across all of the areas. Go to work, go to family, go to friends, and find the patterns. And then ask yourself what it would take for you to change them. Once you change those patterns, you're completely detaching your soul from the outcome. And suddenly you are going to feel that expansiveness come in so much more easily, simply because your soul doesn't have a single attachment left to it.